Call it what you want. Love, friendship, purpose, or even God. You are scanning the invisible for an illusion that may assist your life to find meanings. In abandoning this search, shall you find the invisible presence sans meaning to ride this great phenomena of creation without contamination of meanings. So please do not contaminate my snakes with meaning because, well, at one time I died because of a snake bite. At another time, I have come alive because of snake bite. Well, after making a wreck of my body after the Dhyanalinga consecration, today I'm… if you had seen me 15 years ago, today I look much younger, better, healthier, everything, not because of the lockdown, even before that I'm saying. Snakes, venom and snakes' connections with me have always been the source of strength for me. And let us not try to find philosophical or mystical meanings in that. There is creation, which all of us can see and feel with our five senses. But it's very obvious that there is something creating this. Being human beings, the first simplistic thought that comes to human mind is, it must be some man creating up there, somebody who is sitting up there, who has a head office up in the sky, and from there he is creating this. That looked like a relevant explanation when our idea of creation was just this planet. Once we saw creation is such that this planet doesn't even matter, it is such a small thing, in that we are even smaller, though we think too much of ourselves, it is nothing. When we saw this, suddenly this idea of one man sitting up there and creating is becoming irrelevant, though few people are still hanging on to it. But generally, that is dissipating, and 50% of the world's population beginning to question why is it a man, that itself dismantles the man 50%. This is happening. Why I'm saying this is, see, we are always trying to find an explanation. Why we explain everything to ourselves and in turn try to force it on everybody else is because mind cannot live without meaning. When I say mind, I'm talking about the intellect, cannot live without a meaning, it needs a meaning. If there is no meaning, it'll become disturbed. Now, the most important aspect of exploration is, if you want to explore, whether it is science or you're just a wild explorer, there's no more room on the planet to explore, but if you're an explorer of space or whatever, or you're a spiritual seeker, the most important thing is you don't make up meanings, you don't look for meanings. You just look for how to deepen the experience, how to make this experience of life more profound and more profound, because only what you have experienced has actually lived with you. Meanings come and go. You see how every 2 years, 3 years, scientific explanations are coming endlessly. That means we are admitting we were wrong all this time, clearly. So what is the guarantee you're right this time? There is no such thing. So profoundness experience is more valuable than you finding a meaning, because meaning is just a logical conclusion we make about something. Having said that, why these snakes? See, among various creatures which exist on this planet, different animals have different kinds of capabilities, they've evolved in different ways. Snake has evolved in a certain way that one thing is, it has no ears, probably a whole lot of people don't know this. A snake is stone deaf, it has no sense of sound. So it has its whole body to the ground. Probably a snake did not develop 4 legs mainly because it has no ears. This is how I've been… in my childhood, I went on thinking about it. Why is it this one creature did not have legs and still its locomotion is so good? Because, I've caught hundreds of snakes right from the age of 6, 7 years of age. And I know how quick you have to be to catch a snake. And he's doing this without legs, no legs. But look at his locomotion, how it is, how efficient it is on the terrain that he is. Only if you put him on a smooth floor, then he cannot do that. But otherwise, he is super efficient with his locomotion. And this possibility of… it is possible that he developed a very keen sense of feeling everything because he has no ears. I have met some people who have been born deaf and because of that they couldn't speak also, but they have a very keen sense of everything simply because they cannot hear anything, they're super alert. So snake became super alert like this, so alert, it started perceiving things in ways most people cannot perceive. This is why the imagery that always, next to Adiyogi there is a snake, not at his feet, right next to him, because he is as perceptive as the yogi. So I must tell you this, these are times when, always for some reason I have some understanding now of that, but always I went for long meditations only in the afternoons. Everybody would do it in the morning or evening or night, but for me, afternoons were the best time. Somewhere around 2:45, 3 o'clock if I sit, till 7 in the evening I will be sitting somewhere in one jungle. If I simply sit there, after a few hours if I open my eyes, there would be 5, 10 cobras right there in front of me, all waiting for me to open my eyes. No other creature will come like this. They simply have a perception. The moment you transcend your physical nature even a little bit, if you show that sign, they will be there. So one thing that I found was, because I've been bitten by them early on, but later on I've consumed the venom in so many different occasions, sometimes publicly, many times privately. So when I took this, I clearly know it brings a separation between you and your body, just like that. It is dangerous to do that, nobody should try this because it may separate you for good. It does. If you don't take care of it, it will do that. But venom is not poison. There is a difference between venom and poison. Today, modern medicine much research is happening how snake's venom, scorpion venom, spider venom, all these things, if properly used, they could be the future answer for all neurological ailments that human beings are going through. Much research is happening in this direction. Why this is so is, see, our neurological system, the complexity and sophistication of our neurological system is what is giving us such a profound experience. You're writing poetry only because of the complexity of your neurological system. If you had the neurological system of an earthworm or a grasshopper, no poetry will come out. Only eating, reproduction, this is what will happen. This whole thing of experiencing life in a certain way with a certain sensitivity and be able to express this, all this is because we have the most complex neurological system. And this venom triggers the neurological system in a certain way. Well, when it comes to death by snake bite, it works differently. Some venoms work on neurological system, some on pulmonary system, that's a different matter. But still, venom has a significant impact on one's perception if you know how to make use of it. So in this context, by possessing that venom, snake has become competent to perceive things in a certain way, if you know how to handle them. See, this is one thing, if you have… because they are always going biochemistry, you can go in the jungle and just pick up a venomous snake just like that, not by holding by his head and all, just like that. If you just take him, he will simply come. You show a little bit of anxiety, he will immediately go for you. When I walked around in the jungles all by myself, people used to always wonder how I survive, where is the food? Largely I survived on honey. All I did was I took my motorcycle petrol tube, which was just 15 to 18 inches long, and huge hives will be there in the Western Ghats, and they will always build in such a way on that kind of a branch where a bear cannot come. An average sloth bear weighs anywhere between 75 to 80 to 85 kilograms. So it builds on that kind of a branch that if a bear comes, it will shake and it will know. So I am just about that weight at that time. I am around just over 70 kilograms, maybe a few kilograms less than a bear. So I crawl up slowly and I stick the petrol tube and drink. These are big black beasts. If 8, 10 of them bite you in your face, the swelling that it causes, you will not be able to breathe and you will die. If you open your mouth and if it bites inside your mouth, just one will do, it will kill you. But they won't bite you. Many times I'm drinking, up to a liter of honey from these hives, sticking my pipe. They think I'm one of them. Don't think this is the being I'm talking about. Because sometimes the honey is all over my lips and mouth, sometimes few of them come and sit here, but simply I keep drinking. But if you show little anxiety, they'll immediately go for you. All these creatures which have venom have a special capability of perception. So snakes became very significant for me in many ways. Whenever I have to do something significant, they simply appear in my life, always.
Thank you, Sadhguru.